Alright, I'll admit it. My Apple Watch obsession is kind of extreme. I actually own 3 of them. When I first got the Series 10, my plan was simple. I used my older Series 7 for work because I work construction and I don't really care if it gets banged up. Then for sleep, I used this Apple Watch Series 10, and then the rest of the day, I used my Ultra 2. Why is this one for sleep? Because it's just so thin. This is the thinnest Apple Watch ever made, and the screen is actually bigger than the Ultra 2. It seemed perfect. It would track my sleep, and it's the most comfortable. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 is just so thick that it kind of bothered me at night. So this thinner Apple Watch is really nice, and I'm able to forget about it while I sleep. But with this plan, there's 2 reasons why it kind of started to fall apart. The first issue is sleep tracking. I haven't really figured out what to even do with all this data. This Apple Watch will track my heart rate, wrist temperature, and my respiratory rate. Then it gives you your sleep stages and sleep duration and combines that with a few other things like your workouts. All that goes into a new thing Apple calls training load. This is supposed to tell you if you should work out hard that day or maybe take it easy and rest a little. But honestly, it's been pretty confusing. Sometimes I'll wake up feeling amazing and my watch will tell me that I should take a rest day. The next day I feel exhausted, but it says I'm ready to go. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but I feel like I should trust how my body feels more than my Apple Watch at this point. The second issue with my 3-watch setup, I just really love the Series 10. When I get home from work, I plan to use the Ultra 2, but I always end up just grabbing my Series 10 instead. This watch is just way more comfortable. It's thinner, the screen's bigger, and it just looks amazing, especially with that really nice black color that they came out with. Sure, my Ultra 2 does have a better GPS and longer battery life, and yeah, it's more durable, but I'm not going deep sea diving anytime soon or climbing Mount Everest. I'm just going to the grocery store and maybe going to a gym to work out. For everyday use, this Series 10 just makes more sense. Now, Apple did add a couple new features like a water temperature sensor and a depth gauge. The depth gauge kind of feels a little bit gimmicky. It only goes down to 6 meters. But the water temperature sensor is actually useful, especially if you're a swimmer or something. Let's say you're training for something like an Ironman. Now, you could figure out what water temperature you're going to swim in the Ironman and then use your watch to find the same water temperature pool to help train and be acclimated towards that water temperature. Just one more metric to look at that might give you a little more help. And for an Ironman, I think you need all the help you can get. I don't swim much, but I could see the appeal of having a water temperature sensor on your wrist for those who do swim. Battery life is still not great compared to other smartwatches. It does last a full day for me, but compared to other smartwatches, the battery life is terrible. Apple says 0 to 80% in 30 minutes with 18 hours of battery life. Garmin watches at that same price get like 10 days. And some people argue that the Garmin watch is just better overall. If battery life is your #1 priority, then they're probably right. The Garmin watch would be the better option. But after about 8 months with this Series 10, I love this watch so much. It's thin and comfortable, and it just gives me everything I need. From notifications to telling time or even fitness tracking, it just fits in my day so perfectly, and the days I don't have it, I'm actually a little bummed. Feature-wise, it's not a huge upgrade from the Series 9, but with the redesign, it's a lot more thin and it actually is a lot more comfortable. I have the Ultra 2, which is a lot more expensive and has a few more features, but this is definitely my go-to watch and I just don't see that changing anytime soon. Let me know in the comments what videos you want next. Thanks for watching.